Alright, let's start this. Today's gonna be working. I've been testing CRETE on Steam. Pretty cool performance. I'm very excited. Many cool new stuff, including nanite optimization, better world position offset. Did my first experiments with procedural content generation. Again, most of the systems on CRETE are in-house systems, so we are not relying in PCG, I guess is the name. But it is true that that technology can be really useful in smaller instances. For example, in settlements, in houses, even in little tables, and you can put objects procedurally on top. So the procedural content generator or generation system is I think it's gonna be more useful in these small situations right now. For the big ones, the problem is CRETE is network, multiplayer, there are many things to consider, so I do believe that that's a bigger scope to integrate at this moment. But for the small things, it's pretty cool. What else? Performance in the editor is better, actually. That's one of the things annoy me in 5.1, that virtual shadow maps got a massive toll in GPU budget, and that was really annoying to test things, even sometimes even impossible. So I needed to swap constantly between using virtual shadow maps and normal shadow maps, and finally, apparently in 5.2 is fixed. Not 100% sure, but at least the budget allocation looks smoother, in my opinion. What else? I do believe those are more like the technical graphical things. Later, of course, you can consider about machine learning deforming, but to be honest, at this point, I'm not concerned or I'm not interested in that. But it's true that it's something that little by little you can start polishing in that direction if you want. The same way motion matching or motion warping is something that is good to have, but it's not like a priority right now at this moment. The reason I moved the project to 5.2, it was basically I want to get every single frame per second I can. And I knew that nanite needed some extra polishing from 5.1 to 5.2, and looks like that's already happening already, including virtual shadow maps. That's the main one. That was the biggest performance hit. It was about that. In parallel, I've been also optimizing how CRETE works, not just because the engine, but also how the AI works, how the CPU is used. So now it's way more performant. So I tested the game, but the first thing I want to check is again the AI spawners, because the first I did 2 days ago, it was full of AI everywhere, and today was empty. Not super empty, but the ratio was very low. So the first thing I want to do is a couple of things. First, going to the what is the name? Enemy spawner, enemy position. It's a good point to start with, but actually the name is different, because here I have all the rules of when the AI spawns, when the AI goes to you, when it's removed, many things. So, and it's a bit chaotic, but it is working as expected. So let me see. I hope the volume and everything is okay. Okay, cool. So okay, we got the timer. That's the first thing that starts firing our, I do believe I'm doing a line sphere trace now. I was doing like checking what is the closest from the existing pawns, existing players, but I moved to a sphere trace for a reason I might explore today, which is I want that's interesting. I want to change the speed of these traces the closer you are to the potential spawning point, and I want them to almost go to a frozen state if you are very far. So with that I can optimize a lot of ticks. Basically the idea is to have spawners every 30 meters, and these spawners can get very active or very sleepy. when they get very active is because they are about to spawn in front of you. I mean, in front of you, like 50 or 40 meters from 60 meters from you, something like that. But if you go far, they don't go exactly yet to dormant or sleepy, because you never know when a player is gonna come back. And if you get to this kind of frozen state and you stop checking when the players are, and then you come back to the origin, and then your sphere is not traced, then you're gonna see a potential spawning in front of you, just because the trace was a bit late. So you want to increase the ratio the closer you are to that potential circumstance. I'm not gonna do that at this moment, but it's something that definitely I'm gonna implement. I want the spawners to be dynamic and to choose how often they check depending on the distance. If you go very, 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 very far, there is no way that a player can, for example, travel all that distance in less than 1 minute or 30 seconds, meaning that I only need to trace that every, let's say, 30 seconds. And if in 30 seconds now any of the players is closer, then I move this to 20 seconds. If it's closer, I move that to 10 seconds, just in case. Then goes back again and further. Okay, let's go back to 20 seconds. When you get very, very close, checking every second, it is when most likely at a specific distance is like, okay, this guy is close to this area, let's bring these guys to the level. So that's the logic behind. But the thing I want to investigate is why there was not so much AI in this spaghetti. This is a problem because I noticed that also this didn't spawn as expected. This is disappointing. I'm not sure exactly why not. I have my little theory. Because I'm adding this to the enemies in the pool, and to be honest, once they are destroyed, the enemies should disappear. So let me see what I got on destroy. Maybe it's because the on destroy is not registering that. But you see, it's not true. It's not true. So I'm gonna change this in a different way. I'm gonna basically I want to find the item, and if the item is found, which is gonna be self. It's annoying, eh? Let me check one thing. Remove from array. It is something that should be also removed from. It should be happening here. Oh, it's not. So where the fuck is happening? Because do I have? This is... Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. I'm actually calling this... Oh. Let's see. Maybe I'm mixing two logics and they are colliding now because I work in this system back and forth many times, and maybe now I can see the consequences of that. I'm gonna check in blueprints because in theory every single time I kill an enemy I remove that enemy from the director, the AI director, and for some reason I don't know if so what is the code? Remove from AI. Oh, I don't like how this is named, so I'm gonna a little trick. If you have a name that maybe is confusing with AI, I'm gonna put AI. I'm gonna compile this. Maybe that was not a good idea, but let's see. Because maybe now because it's not indexed. Regardless, remove from array. I think it should appear. Remove from AI, array AI. This is the one I just did. Okay, nothing is calling this. Nothing is calling this. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. That was a mistake. Okay, so is this here? Because I don't want to do this on destroy. It's a bit unreliable. I want to do this on death. So once this is done, I want to find it, and from this pool I want to remove a specific index, and the index is gonna be this one, so I don't need to use this anymore. I just need to find the index and remove the index if this is found inside the array, basically. So that's the first part. That's the first part. My spawner, this is not correct, motherfucker. This is not correct. Well, okay. We got here some... Yeah, okay, I see what is going on. There is a mix of two systems. The spawner is not even set here, so I'm gonna put my spawner there. Yeah, whatever, of course, I was not doing shit, man. I was not removing these guys here to start with. And then I need to do that in two places, because this is for the spawner. Okay, that's for the spawner. Now, the other is sorry, this is for the AI director, and the other is gonna be for the... I think it's point, or what is the name? Enemy position spot. Same applies. There should be here array enemy. We are gonna find the item. The item is gonna be again self, and if we find the item we want to remove index, and the index is gonna be the one that we found. That should already work. I'm removing the array from both places. There is something, only one thing I want to double check. I'm thinking how and where. Okay, so it's basically the guys that they are spawned, not like roamers or messing around. It's more like the guys that they are spawned in the houses. So basically there are different systems of how I spawn the AI, and one of them is like holding positions. These are, for example, the houses, settlements, graveyards, places that they are guarded by these guys. So this is a house, and this house can spawn one or the other. But as you can see, I'm not tracking. I'm not tracking this guy. Oh no, I'm tracking the guy. This is good to know. This variable is actually the AI director. So I'm adding to the every single time I spawn something, I added to the AI director. So boom, you got it there and you got it there. Now once it dies, I should do a little in the enemy. I should do a little is valid here. If it's valid, do this. If not, just keep going with the rest. That makes more sense. This should be valid because I'm giving that here always in any actor. So that doesn't look like a problem. That looks okay. Includes this as an active enemy pool, and then once it dies, is removed from the array. That's the logic. Here is added to the spawner and to the local array. Once actually I don't want to remove that in that way. I want to take this and I want to remove. Yeah, dude, I know. This is what I wanted to do actually. Because this actually resets the spawner. Once you kill all the enemies, the spawner resets after some seconds, so we remove, and once the array enemy is less than 1, which is 0, the local difficulty increases, spawns more. I wouldn't wait 300 seconds. Maybe yes, because this is more like backwards. Okay, so we go to the begin play. Sorry for the mess. Begin play. So we got the delay 10. We start looping there. Once we start looping, we start checking conditions, and if nothing is spawning, we spawn. We spawn, we find someone, and then we check. Oh, the distance. This distance is interesting. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Then the next condition is the global intensity. That's fair. That's fair. If the global intensity is less, yeah, in the north it's like easy, harder, and the south is easier. And then if that's the case, we spawn. And this is the do ones that I think is broken, because and well, it's not, because it's called here, but it was never called before. Okay, fair enough, but now it's called. And then we are in spawning. The spawner, the AI director, knows that we are spawning, so that automatically locks any other spawner to avoid spawning enemies at the same time in different spawners, and doesn't considering that maybe they are double that the ones I really wanted to spawn. That's something. One spawns and the others wait, and we recalculate what is the situation, and depending on that, we keep moving with more spawning or not, but being careful of not spawning at the same time everyone, and then, oh wow, now we are a lot, what to do? So we stop the looping, and then we spawn the amount we need to spawn depending on where we are, basically. I could do variations here, I believe. I don't care too much at this moment. Maybe I should. This is a very risky thing, I think. I'm gonna do this in a different way. I don't, because otherwise I'm calling this 2 times. So max enemies or enemy count, because otherwise every single time I loop something, it's gonna recalculate all the randomness there, and can be really annoying. So I calculate that first, and then we use that right there in the second index. And the thing I want to change here is I would like to let's see the global intensity. Yeah, I would like to have another multiplier here that is random float. No. Random floating range. And this one is gonna just give a bit of extra flavor. So from 0.8 to 1, let's see, 1.4, 0.7. So I'm a bit biased to the other side to make more intensity than removing intensity. But anyway, I wanted just to implement that. And then we start spawning. And that's it so far. That should have everyone spawning shit. And just to be sure about that, I want to again put the spawners visible so I know what is a spawning point. Spawn location. So let's open this up. And this arrow, I want to make it again not hidden in game. I want to make it pretty bright so I can see it. Okay, stay there. So now I can see what are the spawners actually. Then I would like to go to the world spawner. There are different things. I want to go to the child classes. And then I would like to puzzle. Let's see, go to the puzzles. It's not a puzzle exactly, but yeah, this one for example, I know he has an spawner, and I think the spawner is inside the rocks because I saw AI. This is the spawner, right? Yeah, there we go. Why on hell is there? I don't know, but definitely is inside. So for the sake of doing this properly, let's put this here. And again, these guys, maybe they should also spawn their own shit, but we will get there at some point. I guess I stopped the begin play custom event. Well, oh yeah, because the locations are not spawning shit anymore. But maybe I should consider that again, maybe. So we'll see. Basically, these little modules, before they were by themselves spawning, but now everything just relies in the AI director. The AI director spawns and keeps track of everything. So I think that's it. That's what I wanted to do. The only thing I wanted to also implement. Hey, music has stopped. Okay, whatever. The other thing I wanted to implement is go to the world spawner and see if we got actually. I think there are plenty of spawners, but for a reason I don't get. Let's make this more like this. No holders. Most of the cases it's gonna be like this. Okay, fair enough. I want to have more hordes than actually people waiting in a spot. At least to check what the fuck is going on with this. Okay, I'm gonna test this as it is right now, just for the sake of knowing our current situation, and we'll see what we get.
Ready, DNA hunter. Travel to the north and choose between the
Let me just buy.
You will need a specific DNA type for each gate. Do you remember when dying was a problem for humanity? You're one of those lucky individuals where dying is just a formality. Remember to steal enough ancestors' technology before it happens.
Okay, let's see. Important thing is to check AI spawning. So the first one, you see the spheres. Yeah, you see the spheres are trying to get. Okay, there are not so many, or not. How many we have? Let's see. $97. Yeah, maybe it's enough. But I see some areas with nothing. Like in the bottom right, there is nothing. But this should definitely be dynamic. I don't need to check this fast here, you know what I mean? It's not needed. So now, once I enter here, boom, first AI. Just one dude, as expected. And the AI is destroyed. There are two there, but I think these are because they are houses. Oh, this is weird. It's a bird. Oh, they are spawning fucking Mordor. Okay, this is good to know. Most likely because the spawner is getting a... Yeah, I see. Okay, that's expected. I see another problem. Ah, no, it's just flying around. He just spawned in a very bad situation there. More AI spawn there. The funny part okay, there's another spawner here that didn't spawn shit. There are 3 there. So the question is, okay, let's imagine that now I change my mind. I'm gonna go to other place. This should already spawn something. You see what I mean? This is wrong. But I guess... For example... Oh, spawners stopped. Spawners... Oh wow, they came back. Wait. Who is this guy? Okay. Eating flowers. That's okay. This is the arrow that should spawn something and didn't. Let's keep going. I'm not sure. Okay, this should spawn. Oh, there we go. Uah. He doesn't jump, that's weird. Really, dude? Okay, so let's imagine that now I run from that place. Okay, nice. They keep spawning shit. Again, it's gonna be slow in the editor. I can't make it faster. That's the problem with working in the editor and testing in these levels, but at least... Yes, point the top of the building. Okay, the good thing is the rest of the dudes that they were in the beginning, they are destroyed now. Now if I go back there to the previous place, will are going to respawn again? Yes, I can see that happening already. So that's cool. Hey yo, Vinny. Just testing spawners in general. In front of me, behind me, keeping a balance. Again, it's horrible to test this in the editor, but yeah, basically the AI director taking care of the spawns. This is interesting. Why they stop spawning there? So I can see that most of the eyes around me. That's good news. I think they are even coming to me. Yeah. But I found a problem. So now the spheres come back again. It doesn't make sense why they froze. So if I keep walking now to the north and I leave these guys behind me, in theory, I should spawn things in front of me. There we go, that's cool. And these guys at some point should be destroyed. I don't know when. There we go. Gone. Nice. If I keep going, yeah, my intensity now is very high, so no more AI is gonna be spawned. Otherwise, I will accumulate a lot of shit. I mean, more AI needs to be spawned at least in the buildings. If my intensity reduces to these levels, maybe I have more spawns very soon around me. Yeah, those three guys there. Maybe I should spawn only in front, not to the sides. Maybe. Maybe I should maybe I got an idea. I'm thinking about spawning. Is the noise useful for the AI spawners or just props? Well, I have a more interval-based spawner, so the noise is not that useful. I just have spawners around the paths. Every 30 meters I should have a spawner. And if there is no a spawner, the spawner is inside a house or is inside a module or a puzzle. So somehow every single... It's not exactly proportionally distributed, but is well distributed. Not like completely random. You don't want to have areas where, you know, nothing is there, and you want to control it a bit more. Now the problem is, because I'm doing with the spheres and distances, it is that in many cases I'm spawning in the wrong area behind me, which is okay to spawn sometimes something behind me, but normally you want to spawn in whatever direction you are going. But this is tricky because I can the intuitive thing would be, okay, I can just check the dot product or the forward vector and spawn only if I'm looking at that position. But people can cheat there because I can walk backwards, and if I walk backwards I can spawn enemies in front of me while I'm going to the doors, walking backwards. So the solution is checking velocities, and these velocities will tell me where actually the players are going, what is the intention. The thing is, I need to be careful with this because you can also decide to, you know, walk forward and then backwards, forward, backwards, you know. Maybe you are dodging, you are... So I need to lerp that velocity somehow. So a lot of pain in the ass, in other words, to spawn things that they are more or less in front of you, because front doesn't mean exactly the direction if you are walking backwards. Anyway, just thinking out loud, because I really want to start implementing something that happens more in the front and less in the back. In the back can happen, but I want to control how much. Yeah, definitely I want to control how much. let me just do a couple of changes here, because one thing I don't like is the spawner gives this spawning when this is completed. Oh, I see. This is too much weight. Of course, this is fucked up. This is broken. Yeah. This shouldn't be never like this. The reason of this is because if I'm running very fast, basically having this spawn boolean as spawning prevents other spawners to spawn shit. And I was waiting, depending on the global time, so to make the game more intense the more you play, I was waiting like almost 20 seconds. But the thing is, like, maybe you are not fighting, maybe you are moving just forward, you know? If you are fighting, it's okay, because a fight should take 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 1 minute. But if you are not fighting and you are for any reason moving forward, 20 seconds is already going through maybe 3 spawners already. So this is not cool here. I'm gonna put even 1 second here. And once that is done, it's done. Yeah, maybe try to compile this like this and see what we get. So I'm gonna hide this parcel child. Yeah, that should be a good place. Also, yeah, the guy is spawning in the sky. Oh, what? Why is there? Why is even there? Wait. That's not the one. What? Dude, who are you? Yeah, this is the one for the horde spawn. That's okay. But this shit. Oh, I changed. Oh, yeah, of course. That shit, man. You don't want to do that. You're spawning in the fucking sky. Now, this is a location, but I believe this should be something like here. And then find your place. Okay, let's do it like that. And yeah, the spawn location hidden in game. Or you can just have a placeholder object in front of the player character just for position picking, which does not rotate with character. Or you can just have a placeholder object in front of player character. I'm trying to guess. A placeholder object in front of player character just for position picking. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but that's the camera basically. And again, what determines that position? You know what I mean? What determines the position? What determines actually the direction? The direction is not where the character is looking, is where you are traveling. And that's basically a speed over time. It needs to be lerp and it needs to be weighted. you need to have a vector of in the last minute where you are heading. It doesn't matter how you have objects, because you can travel sideways like a crab, you can go backwards, you can jump, you can do many things movement wise and rotation wise, and it's still not clear what is going on. Think about any object, three-dimensional, moving in the space. Whatever happens in any things in this object, directions, cameras, objects, made of objects, doesn't define where this object is going. So think about the players as that, like nothing can tell me exactly where the player is going until I calculate the velocities over time. And very important, the overtime thing, because you basically check and make these choices in a frame, and if in that frame you are maybe dashing backwards, or you are, I don't know, rolling, or you are jumping backwards or whatever, that actually could spawn in that very frame AI in the wrong place. So I think what I will end up doing is checking every 10 seconds, or I calculate for every 10 seconds, I do the average of the speeds that I got in the last 10 seconds. I can calculate that in every 0.1, 0.2, and then I average them, and that's gonna tell me with a kind of heat map or a heat vector what is the intention of the player, more or less. It could fail, but I think most of the cases is gonna be reliable, because even if you start walking backwards more than 10 seconds, I mean you are changing your direction more than 10 seconds, fair enough. More than 10 seconds going to the direction, it's a good indicator that you are changing your mind and you are going to other place in the level. So yeah, I should start spawning in that direction more and more and more. Yeah, not even the camera, just the actor. It's basically what I got in mind is taking the problem is I need to check this with both players, but once the player is detected and I got the location, I should also this is cool that I can get the velocity, and then you can get the length. Actually, I would need just and we take the length here. No. So I got this vector, and then I have two vectors. Even if you go backwards, your camera velocity, exactly. No, again, not even camera, just the actor. Where the actor is moving is what is. You can't lie. You are displacing, like, regardless. What I got in mind, it doesn't matter. Camera, actor, anything that is moving with the object, the pawn, the capsule. Let's see that in the blue player, no, and whatever, blue player. So if I start moving like this, and sometimes I move backwards a bit, and then I do this, and then I do this. This is, let's imagine, I don't know, let's put 30 seconds to be more relative. The vast majority, if I check every 0.1 seconds, I could tell you that the vector I'm gonna get is gonna be something like this, even if a bit weighted backwards. That's how it feels. That's how, and this means that I should, if I'm here as a player, and this is the vector of the last 30 seconds, and I have spawners here, and here, I should do later look at directions to the actor and the one that faces more the negative of this actor, which is this one, is the best candidate to spawn something. This doesn't mean that this is not candidate neither. It could also spawn, but definitely this one is less candidate at this moment. If I rotate very strong there, again, I think I need to calculate this in maybe 5 seconds. Enough time until you get to the sphere to say, hey, your vector move from there to there. You are now the new candidate. Or even 2 seconds, you know, like that's enough. And again, you can even lie with the camera, like, because again, and it's not even about the camera or actor, it's more about this point. This point could be the camera, the actor can be looking there, the camera can be looking to the left, it doesn't matter, the bones to the, but this point is moving in the space, the actor is moving in the space, and that's the part I'm interested. I won't implement this yet, but it's true that I want to optimize. I don't want, you know, if you are in a path, let's imagine this is the maze and there is an arena here and there is something like this and then there's another arena here. It's very illustrative because you will see what I mean. I don't want, if you pass this and you are here, because you are inside the distance, spawn enemies in this part. I don't want to do that. And the reason I don't want to do that is because you already made your mind and you want to move forward. Now, if you start going backwards and the vector of your speed starts to lean backwards, this starts to have more scoring points of spawning. If we if we are Cyberpunk 2077, like when it was released, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't remember, and we don't give a fuck, I would spawn everywhere. So in that case, yeah, I wouldn't mind. But the problem is, I want CRETE to work in any computer, and now I'm getting 120 FPS in a 2070 RTX, which is fucking great. So I want to keep that philosophy as much as I can, and I want to spawn AI when we really need to spawn AI. I don't want to have too many roamers, because one of the things I'm following is the combat, and the combat is the fun part of the game. So and that's what I want to promote as much as I can. So indeed, I'm just trying to optimize when, how many I spawn or de-spawn or destroy enemies that they are not needed. But again, in another system, with another scope, even budget, I would say, fuck it, spawn, and if you pass this, destroy them. But this spawning is expensive. It's references, it's calling animation blueprints, it's initializing. Spawning is not simple. Spawning is complex, and spawning has a lot of processes. And in network, even more, because can go dormant, and it's a replication, destroying the actor replicates as well. Could be problems. You don't want to wildly spawn things if you don't need them. It's counterproductive. But if you are doing single player and you don't care, and you are, you know, working more in a kind of another scope, another a style of game like hordes or not very complex movement, you can spawn whatever you want. So yeah, having this velocity calculated is in a timer, it's okay. Yeah, it's completely okay. That's purely nothing. That's negligible, nothing at all. You can, anything that is calculation of and usually you can calculate this on C++, and it's even way more performant. You don't need to calculate this on tick. You can calculate this every 0.1, and that gives you already a good idea of what is the direction. But even calculating this on tick is okay. You can, and maybe you are already calculating that in other places. You can take it from the animation blueprint. You got in the animation blueprint, you got already the velocities. You don't need to. It's nothing. It's basically nothing. You can do it on tick, and it's nothing. It's just absolutely nothing. Hey, original 9VP, how are you? Yeah, man, sorry, I saw that. I didn't answer. Sorry about that. The AI, and I think I also, yeah, I saw the video of Steven Zapata, which is a great guy and great inspiration. The AI debate went well. It was, actually, I thought it was going to be more resistance. Um, and people is fucking tired. So it's quite interesting to see how the creative community is quite united. Of course, there is always a couple of enthusiasts. I respect that, but people is not gonna say whatever. This is the future, and that's something I'm glad to see, because what you see in LinkedIn is completely bullshit of what really happens in visual effects companies or in video game companies. That they say, oh, Blizzard is doing AI. No, that's not true. They are implementing AI in specific tools to empower the artists, not to try to replace them. That's the massive difference. Shit like Stable Diffusion or Midjourney, DALI, this kind of crap. Basically is completely rejected, and I'm glad to see that. So the debate went well. Very smart people, super nice to exchange opinions about many things. And beyond if it's art, not art, that's the interesting part. Is like, we didn't talk too much about that. We talk about how wrong all these models are, and the risk in legalities, borderline legals, and things like that. Just today, I found, yes, put this beautiful paint. No, sorry, man, I answered, but the thing is, like, not gonna lie, I got a lot of fucking messages, and this is the classic thing, like, sound like a fucking dickhead. I read. The thing is, like, I check very quick the private messages, and then I just start working or start fucking reading emails, when I read all the messages in the morning is when I'm trying to catch up with fucking physical letters, with the emails, with the meetings, with the calls, what I have to do today, the private messages, and sometimes I forget. Sometimes I answer, and again, here I am, I'm answering now. No, I explain because it's true that I feel sometimes like fucking shit, like fuck, because later, months happen and I have to talk with this guy, and then I see the last thing is an answer, and it's like fucking awkward. I noticed that, and I'm the kind of person that I suck at that. I admire people that is able to answer on time and be educated. In my case, I'm a piece of shit. I want a better world. I want people to be happy. I want to fuck AI in the ass, but I suck in answering private messages. So I hope one thing compensates the other. Sorry, Vinny. One thing I was curious to ask you about is how you did get a full path from the noise generation. Oh, no. Noises are not gonna give you paths. The noise is only for the foliage generation. Yeah, I mean, you have diffusion noise that usually gives you open spaces, but the best thing you can do for a path is just doing a maze generation, which is it's the classic, don't use noises for a path. My recommendation, because you don't control that, you want to control that a bit. So if you have, I'm gonna need imagination. I don't want to draw all the lines, okay? So, okay, I'm gonna draw it, whatever. So you have a grid of this, and then I come back to the AI, because I wanted to mention how the CEO of a Stable Diffusion is a dickhead, saying that if there is not enough quality in the public data and you are smart, quote quote, you can go through firewalls and get private data of people, Of course, man. You are just openly, publicly saying you are a fucking criminal. Congratulations. Anyway, so I don't know how people can fall into this stupidity, man. So you have a grid like this. Basically, you define, and then you have this in an array, right? 2D vector array or a 3D vector array, doesn't matter. And then you say, okay, my starting point, whatever, is this one. Cool. So now basically you have everything named in integers, for example, in your array, like this is 1 1, this is 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, blah blah. This is 2 1, this is 2 2, etc., etc., etc. Correct. So now you just know that you're starting 1 4. So now you just need to say, okay, check the first one 1, and then you have potential options. It can be 1 minus, in the second one minus 1, which is 1 3. It can be plus 1, plus 1 as well, so that's 1 5. It can be 2 4, and then you have these 3 options already. Boom. So basically in every tile, and then you need obviously to track back, like you don't need to check this again and again and again. So every tile now you have like this option, this option, this option, or if you want to have tiles together, you can add these options. So basically what you do is to calculate that, and then you can say, okay, what if I want to have a specific ending? There are different ways of doing this. You can calculate the paths in blocks like this, and you can accept to solve this if the path more or less ends around here and around here. And the next one, you only accept a good result if the path ends there, and then you iterate. This happens in no time. In CRETE, because it's in C++, it happens so fast that we don't care how many times we need to resolve the path. Once it gets there, it gets there. It's a little bit biased, so if the path goes too much there, there are more chances that later it's gonna go here. And if it goes too much to the left, it's gonna have more chances of taking a right tile. So that's how it works. It's maze generation. It's nothing that we invented. It exists in many JavaScripts, in many little games. You can see how they do this, and the way of solving this is basically iterating until you get the result, and you can do that in different sections. You like making people awkward? All right. Are you referring to a string optimization? What are the best thing to do? I don't have I think, but I need for real-time green stand. No, this is not for optimization. This is for procedural generation of levels, maze generation math, basically. But for optimization, 5.2 is pretty good. I did a test and I'm very excited to see. By the way, I'm gonna quickly compile this because I feel happy with it. Let me just because I'm working in another project and I can't disclose shit, and I know I'm a fucking mess. Again, I have no problem with other stuff, but this one is tricky. Let me just do this a second because I'm gonna compile and folders appear magically. Okay, nothing crazy, but you never know. Now I'm compiling, we go back to the real world. Boom. Yeah, it's like the problem with working with Unreal and streaming is like I have all the projects in Unreal Engine and sometimes it's a bit shit, you know. So I'm trying to be careful. But yeah, no, for optimization, Unreal Engine 5.2 has been a push, to be honest. I'm really excited and I feel like it's improving. In a night, finally clean up all the mess that they did with the world position offset. So now there is no like triangles disappearing because they are outside the frustum, and it considers the world position offset as part of the frustum as well. So before that, if there was a world position offset that goes into the camera, but the object before transformation was outside the frustrum, the triangles disappear, and that was fucking annoying. Looked like horrible. Also, occluding objects one in front of the other. Now it's fixed, apparently. The biggest in performance, I think, is related with the virtual shadow maps, that they look now amazing and they are super quick. So that's also exciting to see. Super cool shit. Then, of course, I started to check procedural content generation, and again, in the case of CRETE, it's not needed for the core element of the procedural generation, because we got our system, it's network, multiplayer, blah blah, with the game design oriented to what we need on CRETE. So PDG is amazing, but it's not gonna be useful in our case. However, as I mentioned before, I think it's going to be incredibly useful for small cases, like small instances, like literally, I don't want to break CRETE, but maybe I can. Yeah, this is going to crash. I shouldn't do that. Okay, I'm not going to do anything because I'm compiling. But I did some small classes in PDG, PDG is Houdini. In PCG, no? Procedural Content Generation. And yeah, it was cool, quite interesting. I want to ask the developer that I was having some comments with him on YouTube, spawning on authority, because now you can spawn actors and they pack the actors, but they don't need to be replicated because it's deterministic. But I would like to know if you can only spawn the actors in authority, so I don't need even to be deterministic. So with that, you can have a small module like a house, and inside the house you can put tables, and in the table you can put vases, forks, knives, and these knives can be actors replicated for a multiplayer game. I do know that the PCG communicates very well with blueprints, so basically you can just export the points and use these points to spawn by your own. But I would like to know if you can do this inside PCG, just right there, because that's the fastest part, because it's multi-thread, and you want to use multi-thread for procedural generation. And if you can spawn actors multi-thread, fuck yeah, that would be a win. You know, if you have 20 houses, and in the houses there are 10 tables, and each table has around 4 vases, you want to spawn all these, I don't know, thousands of vases in multi-thread, of course. But yeah, virtual shadow maps are for UDIMs in use, right? No, it's not related. UDIMs are UDIMs. UDIMs are basically islands of UVs. Virtual shadow maps are virtualized shadows, which basically is a fancy way of saying that all the shadows are pre-calculated, and it's basically this part here, which is render geometry in virtualized shadow depth maps for shadowing. Provides high quality shadows for next gen projects with simplified setup, high efficiency cooling when used with nanite. The system is in development and does a number of performance pitfalls, but this is not related with UDIMs at all. Actually, for virtual production is another story, of course. For virtual production, you maybe, not always, you maybe need UDIMs. For video games, if you can avoid them, I mean, it's not like you can avoid them, it's like if you need UDIMs, you are doing something wrong, basically. Why, like, would you need that amount of texture memory used for nothing? Like back in the days, you could just compress an entire level in one texture, and then you just use that texture in different channels. There are many bad practices out there. It happens less in, sadly, in double or AAA games, but I see a lot of indie games, because I see some channels of developers and stuff, and I commit those mistakes as well, but at least I know them, and I see just people creating like 100 materials for everything, and the textures have like 10 textures inside the material, channels that they are not used, compression not used, MIP maps not used, and it's like, wow, man, that's insane. And then UDIMs, yeah, why not UDIMs? Let's put UDIMs as well, EXR, yeah, everything. Of course, that's memory, man. Your game is not gonna be able to run in a normal machine. Actually, you don't need to go so far, but yeah. Oh yeah, and not just a whole level, like literally there was a nice texture, a nice picture, UV spacing games, but let me see if I find, because there was a really nice optimization. Would be nice. Maybe that's the word. Oh, I don't want to find it. Because people just got lazy, but that's destroying game design in general. But yeah, there was UV spacing games optimization level. Maybe if I put, I mean, this is normal to see UV packer, but a way of. But you have way more efficient way. Like you use just some pixels to do things, and you repeat the things. You want to go. But yeah, I know wanna find it now. Sadly. UV space games. I think it was in the 90s. I mean 2000s. Basically 200 or 400, and it looked amazing, but I can't find it now. But yeah, there are very bad practices, because we have RTX, blah blah blah, and then the game runs like shit, because hey, we got Nvidia upscaling and shit like that, and games look bad, to be honest. Sometimes. I'm not saying I'm not using that. I'm saying that it's sad to see AAA games relying into hardware, or relying into AI denoiser and things like that. Okay, we got the game packed. Let's play. Again, I need to go through this process. So I'm gonna turn off this, close Unreal. Actually, I'm gonna offer you my beautiful face turret while I open the game. Alrighty, we got this. Okay, I think we are ready to depart. I think. Performance mode. Actually there. All good. Performance. Okay, there we go. Let me know if the sound is, because maybe it's very loud. All right. No courses. So let's see what is the situation with AI. Yeah. So you can just create an event in Blueprints and hook anything in front of it to be multi-thread, right? In Blueprints or in PCG, you mean?
Get ready, DNA hunter. Travel to the north.
Oh, really? Nice. How was it?
You will need a specific DNA type for each gate. Do you remember when dying was a problem for humanity?
I have no clue, by the way. It's the part that I decided just to, because, I mean, I understand,
There's still enough ancestors' technology before it happens.
but I wouldn't be able to write that by my own. Asynchronous tasks. Is very loud again, or is normal volume is okay? Okay, a scary part, I don't see AI. That's weird. Maybe because there is a tower. But there is no. Oh. Activity. Why to wait? Sorry, buddy.
I'm going to finish them. Just die.
Hostia. It was hard on time, not difficult, 1 hour only, many questions. Oh damn. I hope went well, man.
Going to finish them. Just die.
Ho, 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 ho.
Going to finish them.
Oi, boh, he just. Hija de puta. Yeah, the example thread I saw was for loading and saving stuff. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. But they created a custom blueprint event, 2 hooks for starter thread and finishing C++ exposing 2 blueprints. Yeah, for saving things is very useful. You don't want to save, to stop, to use game thread to basically save things, right? I like the intensity. I like the intensity more. I like the intensity more now. Fuck. Oh shit. I like the intensity. I should go up anyway. So now, for example, I'm going to this direction. Hostia, que hostia me he dado. Fuck. I should at some point to see I again, even if I'm going backwards. Or here we have the settlements. But yeah, it would be nice to see some of them all the time flowing. Hostia, I killed him with a grenade. Ah no, I think I killed another one. Fuck. Hostia. ¿Qué dices? Hostia puta. Hostia. Buah, buah, buah. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try to run away. Nice, nice. Running away is not an option. I love it. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, the spear are complicated, right? It would be nice to train them, right? It's a good point, actually. Because we want to add training system for the melee and for the gun, but for the melee more, because people is used to play shooters, but people is not used to play melee with aiming. most of the melee games are using magnets or look at, lock on and things like that. But on CRETE, melee is like a shooter. You need to aim with your sword. So we thought about adding training systems more focused on melee, a part of the obviously the classic ones about aiming with the gun. But maybe it's cool point like this is broken. To add training systems for abilities or having a kind of sandbox area where you can train the things.
Hey, DNA Hunter.
But we got a very cool system coming about abilities, mutations,
Collect as
and
much DNA as you
customization.
can, and head to the east or to the west gate. No shame in dying. You
But
care
I agree.
anyway when embryos
The spear,
come off its eternal
if you don't
life,
play a lot,
right?
it's very hard to get good with that.
Just make sure
I
you
completely
store
agree.
enough ancestors' technology before you're
¿Qué
dead.
dices? ¿Qué dices? ¿Qué dices? ¿Qué dices? ¡Hija puta! ¿Estás loco? Pero tío. It was a trecho. They were there. It was a trecho. How the fuck she came so low? Holy shit. It was a trecho. Anyway, I wanna try one more time. And that's it. But I'm very happy about... Ooh, massive one. Wow. I like these ones. I'm really happy with these guys flying. They do really nice loops. They try to avoid obstacles. When they find a rock, they just try to go up and fly down when they're very high. And they also try to do a kind of... Well, that's becoming a bit stupid there. Where are you going? Hola, venga. He saw me. Hostia. I wanted to do acrobatics. And I almost died. Crazy shit, man. Oh, look, this is the one I tested with PDG. Yeah, I can see X on the top. But they are not replicated, they are not gonna work. Yeah, you see they spawn on my back. It would be nice if now they spawn more in my front. And yeah, this thing is something I tested to spawn X using the PCG of Unreal, blah blah. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Dude. Yeah, I forgot to fix this. They don't know what to do when they are very far. Because I'm refactoring the entire AI. Where is the... Oh, fuck. These texts are broken. It's been a while without going to the temples. So... Yeah, I see what happened here. Anyway, I'm not gonna explore this. Or not now, at least. These are tough. Okay, I'm gonna go to the north. But I like the difficulty. In the south, everything goes slower. Now you go start going to the north. You will see the peak of difficulty increasing. That's cool. I thought it was an enemy. I noticed that the bigger the level, the more empty it feels, and I'm wondering why that is happening. In terms of AI spawning, I feel like it's decreasing now. Oh, okay. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I do like the big areas. It feels a bit empty here and stuff, but it's still interesting.
Just die.
Man, I felt confident that I could do this. I really thought I could do this. I really thought I could do this, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was doable. I thought it was going to be epic. So sad. Yes, one of these fuckers took me, and I'm not gonna lie, I was considering adding 0.2 seconds or 0.3 seconds of immunity after every hit you receive. Joder. If that was implemented, that definitely would mean that I could win this one, because I received 3 impacts in half a second. So that's my question, or that's my dilemma. Adding that kind of immunity is what everyone expects, but I hate it because it's one of the philosophies of CRETE is to feel the AI as if they were real players, or at least not giving you many chances, you know. So you need to accept the dangers of doing that, and that has cons and pros as anything in life. The pros is like the tension is real, the cons is well, oh wow, another biggie. Wow, that's crazy. And also you can see sometimes the vegetation also changes per biome. Even it's kind of crazy colors. Oh, one friend there. Okay, let's take this one fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vamos. Bye bye. I don't want to go to the temple.
Time to finish this! This is over!
I'm becoming expert in spears. That's actually my computer. I don't know why.
Let's break their defenses.
Hostia. Not bad, eh? Not bad. I did it. I feel proud. I'm not gonna lie. Cagada. Mala idea, mala idea. With a fucking paper. Anyway, I think I did great. Oh my god, man, I'm fucking dying. Performance, minus 14. Are you fucking kidding me, man? I did fucking great. Minus 14. I'm so fucking stupid that I punish myself. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been great. See you soon. Bye bye.